Does Labour, Keir Starmer, hate the armed forces? Does he hate the people of Britain? Is he generally just trying to ruin it and get themselves voted out, or to a point where they're never going to get voted back in? I don't know if you've heard, but they're now going to put inheritance tax on service families if they pass away while still serving in the armed forces. It is absolutely ridiculous. I know veterans and service personnel around the UK are absolutely fuming. There is 2 points to it though. You will still receive a death in service payment, which is normally 4 times your salary, if you die on active duty, okay, while you are actively serving in operations or exercise. There will be no inheritance tax to the families. You will get inheritance tax though if you die off duty, sudden illness, road traffic accident, or just away from work. Issues with this then. Inheritance tax, 40%. Okay, families, if they are unmarried, so the children or the partner are unmarried to the service personnel, will receive 40% inheritance tax. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's one of the good benefits that you currently still get in the armed forces. They are slowly taking away all the positives and all the benefits to the British Army. We have massive recruitment issues, but we also have massive retention issues. Retention's one of the biggest things. You don't want to lose your experienced corporals, lance corporals, sergeants. If they're staff sergeants, sergeant major above, they're going to be into the 22 years anyway. But your really experienced guys, the guys you want to keep, your corporals, your sergeants, your lance corporals, right? There's massive retention issues as it is. If you start saying your partner, because you're not married, if you go and die in a road traffic accident, by the way, you've been to Iraq, you've been Afghan, you've been overseas or whatever, but if you go die in a road traffic accident, you will no longer receive full death and service pay. They will tax it. Another tax. This is a party that said they will not rise taxes too much. They've gone after pensioners, they've gone after farmers, and they've gone after the armed forces. It is shocking. You serve your country, right, and you should be able to receive some form of benefits for that. Yes, you might not be passing away, you might not be dying on active duty, but you should still receive the benefit. And it's even worse that they're going after those that are not married. You could be in a long-term relationship with children, but because you decided not to get married, you'll get taxed. For those that are married, I believe, will not be taxed. It's unfair. All service personnel should be treated the same. There should be no discrimination. You don't want to cause issues within the armed forces. You don't want the unmarried guys kicking off that the married guys are going to be receiving this if they pass away. It happens all the time. I've seen it happen to quite a few people while I was serving. You know, cancer is so common now. Other illnesses, diseases. Can you imagine getting an illness like that? You're serving, but then you go and get a sudden illness like that. You die, and then your death and service pay, you get 40% tax on. It's absolutely ridiculous. There shouldn't even be a question. Our armed forces, you know, I served for 16 years. It's our choice to go and serve, but someone's got to go and do it, and there's got to be some benefits to it. You go and join a company, normally you get some benefits. You know, you get gym memberships, parking. Some people, you know, death in service pay when you join a certain companies. Same with the army. They've already attacked the pension, so the pension's not as good, so I know that's ruined retention. You've now got pay as you dine. People aren't happy with that. You know, pay is a massive issue. Yes, they've just got a massive pay rise, but that's taken a very long time to get that. You know, it's just constant. The training's not as good. The funding's not as good. It's, you know, there's got to be some good benefits to keep you in a job that doesn't pay well, but you takes over your life. The army comes first before your personal life. It's busy. You can get called up at any time. You're away from home a lot. Sometimes your spouse, your kids have to give up a lot so you can do what you need to do. The pay's not very good, so you're not doing it for the pay. There's not really adventure training like it used to be. Once again, like I said, pay as you die is rubbish. Accommodation charges are constantly going up. It's run by civilian companies who just don't care about you. They turn the heating off in the winter when you need it most so they can save money. And now they go and tax you on this. And it's the children, it's the partners when they're going through a really, really hard time. They're grieving over losing their partner, whether it's off duty or not or whether it's off duty or on duty. You should not have to worry about whether there's going to be a payment coming in. It's part of what the recruitment benefits. You know, you go down, you speak to them, you sign on the dotted line, you will receive a death in service pay. Honestly, I know the community is absolutely outraged. They are shocked. Why can't they just leave us alone, leave the pensions alone, leave the farmers alone? I know they've got to make difficult decisions. Totally understandable. But I don't see them getting a pay freeze. I don't see them, giving up their pay. Bearing in mind, majority of MPs have money from elsewhere. They don't really need their salary. I don't see them giving up their incidental expenses like we used to get in the military. You used to get £5 a day when you went away for expenses. They get clothing, they get travel costs, they get hotels, they get food. They get everything. They get services from like personnel, like clerks, personal assistants, all paid for. Plus they get a ridiculous amount of salary. Plus they've already got money in the bank. They're going after people on benefits. But don't see them ever going after themselves. They never get a pay cut. They never get a pay freeze. Their incidental expenses or other expenses are never frozen or taken away from them. But they're more than happy to put inheritance tax on those people who have served, who could have been on operations, multiple operations, and then all of a sudden got some sort of illness that takes them away from us. And then while their partners are grieving, the money goes into probate and inheritance tax has to be paid onto that. And then they're going to receive 40% less of it, which is huge. 4 times your salary, say you're earning 40 grand a year, 160 grand. Okay, you're going to lose just under 80 grand, around 70,000 of that, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. Absolutely insane. I'd say it's more, around 60 something thousand pounds you lose from 160. That's a lot of money. When they could be, the main income of the household. You've got other things. You might have debts you need to pay off. You might have a mortgage you need to continue paying. You've got a child to look after, and the child's going to get taxed on it, and they need to, need money. Honestly, absolutely shocking. I can't believe they're doing this, but yeah, at least if you die on active duty, inheritance tax will not be an issue. But if you die off duty, which happens very regularly, by the way, service personnel die in road traffic accidents, happens to everyone, not regular soldiers. Hereford guy, an SAS guy, got killed in a road traffic accident in America. So that means after 2027, if he was not married but had children and was with a partner, long-term partner, they would receive inheritance tax. This guy would have done all sorts being in tutu. I know people, sergeant majors, quite a big income, died of serious illnesses, cancer, etc., heart disease, other sort of illnesses. Because that's off duty, that would be taxable if they're not married, or they're now divorced and their children are going to receive that death in service pay. They're going to get taxed. These children will get taxed on it while they're grieving for their family. Absolutely disgusting. Please comment below with what your thoughts are on this. Be very interested to know. But once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.